Oh, why, hello, my beautiful people. It is Amanda here, Erotic Blueprint Breakthrough Coach and doTERRA Wellness Advocate. So I am here for day 3 of essential oils in the Erotic Blueprint Types. So today I'm here to talk about the sexual blueprint. So the sexual is so much fun. They are some of the most playful people to be sexual with. They are simple and straightforward in a really good way. They don't overcomplicate sex. They are turned on by naked bodies, genitals, and just physical touch and going from 0 to 60 to penetration real quick. They are the stereotype, okay? They are, when you look at like men's magazines and women's magazines and all sorts of magazines, they are what's on the cover of Maxim. They are what is usually portrayed in pornography. They are intercourse. So this can be a really awesome thing, and sometimes it can become a shadow, because the shadow of the sexual type is that they can be a little bit disconnected from their partners and their partner's needs. So because they love sex, they love naked bodies, they're comfortable naked, and this is like a sexual in an empowered state. Because they are just so comfortable in their bodies, they're down to get dirty and get straight to penetration quickly. They can sometimes get out of touch with their partners and their partner's needs. So say a sexual is partnered with someone who is energetic and they want to go straight to penetration, the energetic may just shut down. And the same thing with the sensual. The sensual needs to feel caressed and loved, and their body paid attention to and feel grounded before having sex. The sexual is someone who has sex to relax. They love orgasms. They love just play toys and nakedness and all of that jazz. So they're relatively easily aroused. What else do I got here? That was basically it. But yeah, they're the cultural norm, and they're really easy to please, and they're a lot of fun. And so, moving into the shadows, they can sometimes get too narrow-minded. They can become very goal-focused. They can become like a bit angry or a little bit like frustrated if they don't reach orgasm, or if their partner doesn't reach orgasm. They can sometimes be just self-focused. So if you've ever had a super sexual partner that is just like going through the motions and pump, and comes all over you, or it might be a female or whatever sex, whatever gender, they can just have a limited definition of what sex is. So say if you're with an energetic and they want to have eye contact and deep breath work and connection, they're kind of like, okay, can we have sex now? Like I'm coming over this like spiritual like slowness, and so they can have a limited definition of what sex is. The genitals just become directly focused. It's all they want to focus on. They want to focus on tits and ass and boobs and cocks and clits and just direct genital touch. Which if you have a sexual and a sexual pair, that's amazing. And so they're the type that are like really down to have quickies wherever, and they can just get aroused really, really quickly. Another shadow is that they may need, because they're so energetic off the body, sensual in the body, the grounding, the contouring touch. Sexual is about eyes and seeing naked bodies. They may only be able to come to orgasm by watching porn, and really only be aroused by like porn type sex. Just trying to see if there's anything else. And so to use essential oils to help the sexual type, I highly, highly, highly suggest cinnamon. And cinnamon is a really spicy oil. Heavily dilute this one drop in the palm of the hands with a good helping of fractionated coconut oil. Rub this over the solar plexus, so like the entire belly really. Heavily dilute, you can diffuse this and you can inhale. So this is very powerful and potent. So this oil is the oil of sexual harmony, okay? It brings harmony to any part of the body that has been disowned. And so when you're talking about a sexual, they may have just like disowned all of the other parts of sex, and they just want to, be focused on the genitals. So this oil really helps them like integrate the different aspects of their sexuality. It's really, really good for those who use sex to orgasm, to relax, and who use sex to disconnect from life. Okay? It's really good for body acceptance. I said that. It's really great for accepting the body's physical attractiveness. In a non-toxic way, because the sexual can, like I said, get stuck on like the physical body and the genitals and just being very, very narrow focused. This will help see the body as a whole beautiful encapsulating like entity and being and everything. What else? It helps rekindle energies that have been kind of associated with trauma. Okay, so the sexual is someone who may have been exposed to like sex and intimacy or porn or like sex scenes in movies, or didn't really have any regulation as a child. So they may have these negative associations about what sex is. And so cinnamon will help bring back the sacredness of sex. And really embracing the physical attractiveness of the body and not just using it as an objectification, okay? It brings clarity to those who struggle with their sexual identity. And so for those people who are really like boasty and like braggy and have a lot of sexual partners and like their fix is sex, their fix is, once they get that fix, they want to be onto the next fix and onto the next fix. So they have a different partner on a different day of the week. It really helps those with who struggle with their sexual identity and that validation of having sex with other people and just coming to that like trueness and that wholeness of who they are as sexual beings. It really, really nurtures love and respect. It helps individuals feel safe, protected, secure, and to choose humility and risk being truly, truly known. And so someone who's highly, highly sexual and in the shadow of the sexual, they have sex for validation and it makes them feel good. But then there's like kind of this drop and this emptiness afterwards. And so cinnamon really kind of knocks down that veil and brings the sexual, that openness to be truly known. It allows honesty and vulnerability and for true intimacy to emerge. My next oil, sorry, I'm all hyped up, I'm late and it's weird because I'm like being on time. The other oil that I highly suggest is oregano. Oregano is hot, okay? A lot of you might have ingested like oil of oregano. This doTERRA oregano is pure, so it's even hotter. So heavily, heavily, heavily dilute this one. So it is the oil of humility and non-attachment. You apply this to the bottoms of the feet and with fractionated coconut oil apply to the bottoms of the feet. It has a very unique smell, so I like it on the feet because it's away from the face. You can also take this internally, and I always take it in a gel capsule so that it doesn't burn the esophagus and everything on the way down. It really hits the stomach. And so this really helps with pride, with people who are narrow focused and are opinionated, and my way is the only way, and like my way or the highway, and that controlling and kind of boasty and that kind of cocky and peacocky, like people who are just, yeah, that like energy of being like, you know, fuck, I want to fuck, you know? And so it really brings down and cuts through the fluff and is like, all that shit? No, none of that. It really brings that, like, really cuts the fluff and brings others and like inspires others to do the same. It cuts through, it removes blocks, narrow focus, and clears negativity. It addresses the people who have the need to be right or have fixed opinions. It dispels attachment that hinders growth. So with the sexual, they can have just a limited definition of sex, like I explained earlier, but this will really help them open up their minds to have sex a different way, to try things new, and to not make it all about them, and to make it about the partnership between their lover, their many lovers, and themselves. And it really, really helps end toxic relationships, self-relationships and other relationships, and destructive behaviors like toxic behaviors, addiction, those kinds of things. And it encourages true spirituality. So yeah, apply this one to the bottoms of the feet. My next two, those are my two like big ones, cinnamon and oregano. Now these two are also really lovely. AromaTouch. AromaTouch is a blend. It has lavender, grapefruit, basil, marjoram, peppermint, and cypress. And this blend is the oil of relaxation and the oil of going with the flow. And so for the sexual who is like, my way, sex is my way. They're the ones who are in control. This helps them open up to the fluidity of sex and being able to like shift and maneuver and like become aware of like the person or the people that are with them. Apply this to the feet and the adrenals. You can diffuse it and it's really, really nice. And like, this is honestly the staple, like massage oil that a lot of like my massage therapists go for. So yeah, full body with fractionated coconut oil or jojoba oil, any sort of fatty oil, really great for a full body massage, but also getting like a good like 2 cups of Epsom salts. And I always put a little bit of coconut oil because oil and oil mix. When you put essential oils right in the bathtub, it evaporates. So I put a little bit of coconut oil, 2 cups of Epsom salts, and about 6 drops of AromaTouch, and have a really nice soak in the bath before or after sexual activity. And so this helps move from stiffness in the body and stiffness in the mind. So that sexual shadow of like they need to orgasm to have that like volcano release in order to feel relaxed. This will help them relax first, get into their bodies so that they can have that more fluidity and flow in their intimate experiences. It just allows them to be open and flexible. My other little like sub one is cardamom. Cardamom is the oil of objectivity. And this oil is honestly really amazing for anyone who is hot-headed, narrow focus. They're like, I need this because my default emotion is anger. I will definitely say that. So I apply this, and it's good to apply anywhere where anger resides in the body. If you're like hold tension in the shoulders, or maybe it's the lower back, or maybe you're one of those people that has a gut kind of feelings. I apply it to my knee because I feel like I've had so many knee injuries that like this is where I'm holding my anger. So Cardamom is really, really great to diffuse, inhale from the body, dilute, and again, apply it anywhere where there's tension or the anger is held. So this oil is really great for self-control. So controlling that like default or shadow of just getting the sexual only getting their personal needs met and being disconnected with their partner. So this will really help in self-control and mental clarity when anger comes up. And it's really, really great for those who are really hyper-focused, goal-focused, just really have that tunnel vision of like, we go into orgasm, like that is where we're going. And this is really an amazing oil for those who objectify others, because the sexual is so turned on by the physical body and the naked body. This is really good for those people who, just objectify others' physical bodies. And so, it helps those who like blame others for their problems and like look for that like sexual release and that orgasm, like that goal-oriented focus. And so, moving into expanding into the sexual. So, say you are a sensual or a kinky or an energetic, and you need that like off the body, or you need that in the body, and like you need a lot of time before genital touch or penetration or nipple stimulation, to channel your inner sexual, who is just really like simple and straightforward and playful and can like go from 0 to 60 really quickly. I highly suggest grapefruit. So grapefruit, like I put this in my water all the time. I put it in I have a shower and again, do a full body massage with fractionated coconut oil and a couple of drops of grapefruit, because grapefruit is the oil of honoring the body. And so the shadow of the sexual is that, again, they can like objectify other people and they can be really narrow focused. This will really help people expand into that healthy sexual, where they really respect and appreciate the physical body. They're not just using it as a tool to get off. It really helps judgment and people who obsess over how their body looks. And so this is really helpful for those who like emotionally eat or emotionally consume. It really helps like curb those cravings, and it really helps though people really respect what the body needs and to really listen to what the body needs, and give responsibility for how the body feels and what the body needs, versus that like reaching orgasm really quick and like having that release and not really being present with the physical body. So this is honoring the body and appreciating the body and connecting with the body, and really, really helps those who have a distorted self-image to really just get past that and just feel that freedom and that fun and that loving and that joy of like the real healthy sexual. Another one of my oils for expanding into the sexual, and one of my absolute fucking favorites, is jasmine. And jasmine, I just think it's a sexy oil. Like I think it's not too spicy, it's not too herbal, it's not too like citrusy, it's just like, oh, it's just sexy. I think it's sexy. And even better, it comes in a 10 milliliter roller bottle, so you can literally just roll it and apply it before sex, during sex, after sex, all the sex. And so jasmine is a huge aphrodisiac. It is the oil of sexual purity and balance. You can apply this, everywhere, but I really, really like to apply it on the lower back, the lower belly, the sex center, and behind the ears, because I really love, when you're in those intimate moments and like your lover is up around your neck, it's just having that like that deep inhale and smelling it. It's just like that real balance and that sexual purity. It's absolutely gorgeous. And so this oil nurtures healthy sexuality and balances the sexual forces. And so sometimes, when there's a lot of sexual energy, there's just, you want to just go straight to penetration, or it just kind of gets kind of chaotic and a little bit too much. This will really help restore balance. It really helps if you have been in a sexless relationship for a really long time, or you have kind of gone and decided to have like a stint of celibacy. This will really, really help arouse those dormant like sexual passions and that sexual desire to be intimate again. And it really helps those cultivate positive sexual experiences, and by encouraging the purification of unhealthy sexual intentions and motivations. So this will really help, with, sometimes, especially in this like speed dating era, we want to like just meet someone, use them, and like move on to the next and move on to the next. So this will really, really help increase that intentional sex, increase that like really positive motivation to have sex, those boundaries and that positive communication. It helps those who use it honor and respect themselves and others. And it really, really helps with sexual suppression and resistances due to like traumatic experiences. And so, I speak with a lot of female identifying people in my day and a lot of male identifying people in my day, and almost fucking everyone has sexual trauma. Like everyone. It could be, something small, something someone said, or it could be, anywhere from, rape or molestation. And so this will really help. I honestly feel this oil helps everyone move through that, like, okay, sex isn't scary, and sex doesn't have to be always reliving those traumatic experiences. And so, yeah, it really helps that kind of trauma. And then it also helps balance the energy of people who obsess about sex. And so, yeah, it's about that sexual purity and that balance. And last but not least, I don't have patchouli with me. I don't know where it is. I think it's in my room. But patchouli, I've mentioned this before, it is the oil of physicality. So I really, really like this one on the base of the spine. And it, again, moving into that sexual and that like really healthy sexual where they're really comfortable just naked and like letting it all hang out and being really playful and just free. Patchouli really helps people be present in the physical body. It helps those who seek to escape their body, like using sex or in other ways. It helps bring that like moderation and bringing that like spirit and body back together to one. And just bring that like grounded fluidity. And so, yeah, that is the sexual blueprint. And like honestly, they're just, a healthy sexual is just so much fun. They are just down to play. It's not complicated. And they're not simple or lack depth in any way. It's just easeful and playful. Like they were probably exposed to like nakedness at a really early age, and so they just have that like, yeah, it's sex, like awesome, let's get it on and do it. Like you don't have to like think too much about it or make it, get out all the complicated things. And so Yeah, I hope that was helpful. And yeah, if you guys have any questions about how to get your hands on these oils, you can follow the link in my bio and check out my doTERRA website, and send me a message if you want any like advice on what you're going through in your physical body, your emotional body, like as life through life. Just shoot me a message and I'd be happy to answer any of your questions. And as for the erotic blueprint types, I have an 8-week online erotic blueprint breakthrough course. And honestly, this course changed my life. It is taught by Jaya and Ian of Jaya Inc. They are a world-renowned sexologist, tantra master, Reiki, massage therapy, like everything. And so this whole system really encompasses sexuality as a whole and honors and respects all of the blueprint types. And if you have any questions or any interest in taking the course with me, yeah, just send me a message and I'd be happy to jump on a call with you. So take care, enjoy your evening, and I'll chat with you soon.